Chav Hey Amid Beis, we're going to pick up. This is the Chazara that we started. This is the Gemara that we started with right after Yontif. Right after Yontif. Tana Rabbanan. Everyone, feel free if you like to read with me, read yourself, whatever works for you. Chasan v'ashishbinin. The two lines at the bottom of Chav Hey Amid Beis. Chasan v'ashishbinin. V'chol b'nei ha'chuppah are peturin. What are they pater from? Minat tefillah, minat tefillin. But they are chayiv in kriyishma. Mishum Rav Shila Amru, says Rav Shila on the top of Chavav and Aleph, Chasan Pater, Ashashbina, V'chabinei HaChuppah are chayavim. We remind ourselves of the top Rashi. Top Rashi points out two lines from the top. Rashi says, what's the patur over here? Not Oisek b'mitzvah, Pater min ha-mitzvah. So what's the patur for the Chasan? Not to daven, not to put on tefillin. So Rashi in the bottom over here taught us the reason is because of kavana. Because of kavana. You're not going to be able to have kavana if you are a chasan or you're part of the wedding party. So why do you have to say Kriya Shema? You have to say Kriya Shema because Kriya Shema was the 1 second thing you could say. So again, we have a brisa. The brisa says chasan, sheshbina, and everyone are pater from tefillin and tefillah, chayv and Kriya Shema. Rav Shila says the chasen is pater, but the sheshbina are chayiv. Tanya, we learned in a brisa. 3 lines from the top of Chavav and Aleph. Amar Rav Chananya ben Akavya, koisvei svarim tefillin umezuzos. Those who write svarim tefillin and mezuzos. Hein, they, vitagreim, they're merchants. Vitagrei tagreim, the merchants. V'chol ha'isek melecha shamayim, and anyone who deals with melecha shamayim, which is what lasuye that comes to include meichrei tchelas, those who sell tzitzis, which we pointed out. What's the chiddush? That you don't have to wear tzitzis. So even something you don't have to wear are still peturin from Kriya Shema, uminat tefillah, uminat tefillin, umikol mitzvah zamuras b'Torah. Why? Yeah. It's very good. That goes into the category of Rav Yosef, who was blind, said, I'd rather be mitzvah v'oisa mimi she'eina mitzvah v'oisa. So there's always that confusion. On one hand, being commanded is better. On the other hand, optional is better. So at one time, there's a discussion, when you learn l'zecher nishma someone, who gets the schar? You get the schar, or that person gets the schar? So Bereshiva Chil Peretz said a beautiful line. He said, stop worrying about schar. Hashem will figure it out. You both get schar. Just do what you have to do. It's like it's a similar thing. Good, but I'm asking I like the idea. Lekayim, Divri Rav Yosef Glili. This is Rav Yosef Glili that we learned. This is a very famous makar we have to remember. Chavav and Aleph. Shei Rav Yosef Glili Omer. Ha'isek b'mitzvah, pater min ha-mitzvah. Tana Rabbanan, and we begin a new Gemara. Hol ched derachim b'yoyim.
How do we know what mitzvah you're icing in that pater?
Oh, very good. It's very good. That's a massive sugya. Meaning, so anytime I have to daven, I could just say, I'm going to give tzedakah off daven. So this is a very big sugya, how we actually apply it in real life. But yes, I agree. Tana Rabbanan, hol ched derachim. Someone who is traveling b'yoyim, Peturim min asik b'yoyim, v'chayavim b'layla, but he's chayav at night. Hol ched derachim b'layla, peturim min asik b'layla, but v'chayavim b'yoyim. But hol ched derachim b'yoyim u'b'layla, peturim min asik b'yoyim b'layla. So stam, someone's traveling, is pater. Why are you pater from sukkah? Why are you pater from sukkah? Rashi, good, it should be like your house. Good, Rashi, the first narrow line says, Ba'sukkah is teishvu, ke'en yeshivas be'isai. The attitude on sukkah is, whatever your house is, your sukkah is. Just like when you're home, you travel. On sukkahs you can travel, but you're only pater while you're traveling. Hol chedvar mitzvah. But now, let's say you're going to do a mitzvah. You're not just going stam. You're going to do a mitzvah. Turim bein b'yoyim bein b'laylo. Then you're pater, both by day and by night. So we see that the patur of mitzvah is a higher level patur. When it came to the Betur of Teshu came to Duru, when it came to the exemption of it should be like your house, it was only an exemption as far as you were going, while the day, while the night. But now by Holchei Mitzvah, you're pater both. What's the raya? Ki ha de Rav Chisda v'Rabba bar Ravuna ki ave aili b'Shabbata de Regila leberish Galusa. They would go up to hear a shir. Where would they sleep? Did they bring their pop-up sukkah? Says the Gemara, no. Have a ganu, they would sleep Arkasa de Surah on the riverbanks of the river of Surah. And Amri, and they said, why? Why aren't you in a sukkah? Anan, shluchei mitzvah anan. We are messengers doing a mitzvah, and therefore, piturin. So we just learned a very big yesod again. Holchei durachim is pater. Why? Teishvu ke'ein taduru. Your sukkah is like your house, number one. Holchei l'dvar mitzvah is pater. Why? Oisig b'mitzvah, pater min ha-mitzvah. Tana Rabban, the Gemara continues. Smack in the middle of the Amud. First one in line is Shaimri Yair. Those who are guarding this city. B'yayim, p'tur min ha-sukkah b'yayim. V'chavim b'layla. Shaimir b'layla, p'tur min ha-sukkah b'layla, v'chavim b'yayim. Shaimir b'yayim b'yayim b'layla, p'tur min ha-sukkah b'yayim b'layla. Why? Why is a Shaimir of the city pater? The same reason why a Holchei l'dvar rishus is pater. Which is what? Teishvu ke'ein to do that your sukkah is like your house. Oh, so we're going to get there in a moment why you couldn't do that. Very good. Someone who is watching an orchard or a garden, ask the Gemara, like Rabbi Kokis is asking, Velevdi Sukkah. I don't understand. Just because you're watching something, you can't also have a sukkah? Which, by the way, goes back to what you were saying. Pashtos is only when you can't do the two simultaneously. But if you could, while you're davening, a guy comes, you could take out the dollar and give it to him, you probably can't say, I'm doing a mitzvah, I don't have to give him tzedakah. Now, that's not so simple. Because I'm davening Kriya Shema, the halach is, you're not even supposed to be mafsik, you're not even supposed to have a hefsik for 1 second. So when you're doing Kriya Shema, and when you're putting on tefillin, very good. Meaning, so if you're davening Kriya Shema, and the guy is sitting there shaking in front of your face, halacha says, do nothing. You might feel like a jerk that he's shaking, no, and you're just sitting there. That's halacha. What are you supposed to do? Maybe you should motion to him. I don't know. Says the Gemara, so just make a sukkah over there. Answers the Gemara, V'levdei sukkah hasam v'leisu. Make a sukkah over there and sleep in it. Abaye, to 2 reasons. Abaye amar, teishvu ke'ein taduru. You have to have your house, is your sukkah. And during the year, does the watchman bring his bed out? No. He's in the watchman's booth. He doesn't start building his house. Rav Amar, a different reason. Pirza koira liganov. Rava says, you're calling attention to yourself. If the people see you're supposed to be the town watchman and there's a sukkah set up over there, you're not being such a good watchman. So says the Gemara, very good. So what's the daf gemina? My beinayu. What's the practical difference in a bay and rava? Ik beinayu. The kamantir karya de peri, like you just said. If I'm watching a pile of produce that I don't really need to move, and even if they see me in my sukkah, I can sit in my sukkah and watch it. What's the big deal? So then you would have to do it. If you're a proper watchman guarding the city, then you would not. So we learned the aside of Teshu Kein Taduru. We learned the aside of Ising Mitzvah in a mitzvah. And as well we learned that you got to be careful. And that's, by the way, it's a big aside. If you're the town watchman, not every mitzvah should be doing, a paramedic. Maybe he should say, you know what, I'll set up a tefillin booth in the ambulance. That's ridiculous. Why? I'm not saying people do it. He has having so his life. What are you doing? We wouldn't be so fast to call Tzala if we see them out there doing who knows what. We're calling them because we know they're not. That's the same pure Tzakar Leganov. You have to also look like you're doing your job.
Eating the same as sleeping every day?
So at this point the answer is, it says Peturin, you're part from everything. Eating, sleeping, whatever you want. So I'll tell you a case where this is really the next Gemara of Chayla. There was in Eretz Yisrael, there was a bacher that was he got into an accident right Sukkot time. So he was in a hospital. So 2 other boys went to spend Yontif with him. The question was, the hospital has a sukkah on the roof. What should they do? What should they do? So the answer was, there's 2 of them. One should go up and eat, and the other should stay down with the boy. But now, let's say it comes, comes the time, meal time, and whatever. You can't abandon him. You're a chayla. You're helping the chayla. So you're putter from sukkah right now. And anyone who knows hospitals, the moment you walk away, that's the moment that the nurse, the same thing. A wife goes into labor. Husband says, "Yeah, I'll go down in chakras." No, you won't. What are you doing? What do you mean? They told you 5 hours. The moment you walk out, the doctor comes in, and we all know what happens next. So, this is Yat Ishmael. Let's go weiter. Chaylim umisham shehem. One who is sick, and those who are attending him, like we just said, you're attending someone sick. Tanu Rabbanan. Chayla shamru. This chayla, like chayla sheyesh b'isakana. It doesn't mean only a chayla, a deathly ill person. Ella. Ela afilu, pass the water, please. Ela afilu, chayla she'ein b'isakana. God bless you. Ela afilu chayla she'ein b'isakana. Afilu chash beinav. You have a little headache. Afilu chash b'roishai. You have a little headache. Even that is enough of a patur from sukkah. Amar Rashbag, pamachas. One time, chashti beinai. My eyes hurt me. Vikisari. I was on vacation in Caesarea, and there was sukkahs, and his eyes hurt him. Not Rashbag, but someone else, probably was because he had a little bit too much to drink the night before. But okay, Lamaisa Tachlis, his eyes hurt him. Veheter Rav Yosi Beribi allowed me, Lishain, Ani, Umishamshi, myself and my attendant. Must have been a pretty bad eye ache if you needed someone to attend to him. Okay. Chutz le sukkah. Allowed to sleep outside the sukkah, which, by the way, as many people mentioned, this is the big heter why many people don't sleep in a sukkah. Because, let's just think together. If I'm sick, I don't have to sleep in a sukkah. What level of sickness? Not such a high level. Eye ache, a headache. So now, if you go to sleep in the sukkah and you're going to wake up with a headache, why are you going to wake up with a headache? Either it's freezing, or it's boiling, or I don't know, you didn't sleep because there were too many bugs, whatever the case is. So that's also the same heter. Same heter. The Shlomo Zalman says this about Hilchos Shabbos. For example, someone has a headache on Shabbos, a migraine. Halacha is you're allowed to take medicine. But let's say someone wakes up in the morning, he doesn't have a migraine. He has a little headache. So maybe, and halacha is if you have a little headache, you're not allowed to take Advil. So maybe, if he comes and says, Rabbi, I have a little headache, can I take medicine? I should tell him no. The answer is, says Rosh Hashanah in 1 second. Right now you have a little headache. What time is it? We'll say it's 9:30. It's 8:30, whatever time it is. We ask him, how are you going to feel at 3:30 today? 3:30? I'm going to have a migraine. Now it's already a little bit. Says Rosh Hashanah, what, Chazal are sadistic? Well, they want you to wait till you don't feel good and then get the heter? So same thing over here. If you're going to become sick, then you still have the heter beforehand. So that's one of the big reasons.
A little bit of a stretch.
Yes.
You're like looking.
Again, I'm agreeing. I'm saying I have to be real. If it's going to be, I don't know. Some people, I know one big Rav, he does not sleep in the sukkah. Why not? He has chest issues, and every time he sleeps in the sukkah, he wakes up, congested, headache, the whole 9 yards, he's out for the day. So he's putter. But you're right, I agree with you. A normal, healthy, a healthy person, sleep in the sukkah, you wake up, what's the big deal? I agree with you. I'm just saying, this is the place that we would come from. But yeah, 100%.
I don't know, there's only a can of worms, but also by women fasting. Like, right now you have a small headache, but if you know already by 1 o'clock,
yeah, no.
you're
So
be livid, you know what I mean?
The question is, I'm not gonna, why was she fasting in the first place?
That's what he's saying.
No.
Well, she feels fine. And
So,
9 o'clock starts having a headache.
Yeah. So 9 o'clock she has a headache. Okay, it depends on which fast and whatnot, but depends who she asks. But
now I know who I'm calling.
why would she be fasting? What? Oh, very good, beautiful. Very good. This is, you should know, many years I've had what he just said. So I'm not home a lot by day. I do the night shift. That's what happens. When the kids wake up in the middle of the night, that's my time to shine. Baruch Hashem. So what happens? 2 o'clock in the morning, kids screaming. I'm outside of the sukkah. Givaldik. I'm getting the best night's sleep in the world. No, you're not. You're going up and down. So that's the same thing. If you're tending to a child, that's also because the child's a chayla. Very good. You are the mishamish of the child. But again, like Rav Menachem said, you got to be honest. 348 days of the year, my wife takes care of the kids. All of a sudden, it's like, yes, I'm taking, you got to be honest. But yeah, in a chanami. Let's continue. Rav Sharo Ravach Bardila. Rav allowed Rav Acha Bardila, and we said this line of the Gemara is a massive one. He allows him lemigna to sleep bikilasa under a canopy bisukkah. Why is he sleeping under a canopy in a sukkah? This is reminiscent of the beginning of the parak, Baruch Hashem, 5 blot ago that we learned. Are you allowed to sleep under a bed? You're not allowed to sleep under a bed. So what in the world is he sleeping under a canopy? Mishum baki or bekai, cause the mosquitoes. Meaning, he's pater. We pointed out if he's pater, so what's he doing under the canopy? And we said different interesting pshatim that we're going to get to, that maybe there's an advantage to being in the sukkah, even if you're under a canopy. Yeah, it's better than nothing. And the mice we paskin that way. It's interesting. It's a chumrah, but it's a nice chumrah. We actually paskin if it rains. Ironically, it's better to put on the tarp and stay in your sukkah.
And
no one does this. No, the Magen Avraham, the Be'er Halacha quotes the Magen Avraham, and he says, I don't know, Midas Chasidus or something. It's a nice level to attain. I think the problem is, anyone who's holding at that level is that tzaddik. He says, rain. Rain makes the sumar gishmak. That's Rav Yossi. When it rains, they're dancing. Givaldik. So, anyways, Rav Sharolei Rav Acha Barado. Rav allowed Rav Acha Barado lemigna bar mital telasa, to sleep outside the sukkah. Why? Mishum sircha digar gishta, because the sukkah was quite smelly. Rava l'taimei tamar Rava mitztayer potem in a sukkah, which is even a lower level. A mitztayer. Asks the Gemara, V'ho anan tanan, but we learned in our Mishnah, Chaylin u'mishamsheyem beturim min ha-sukkah. Someone who is sick, what's the diuk? What's the inference? Chayla in mistayer loy. Someone's just in sarnat. Answers the Gemara, a very important answer. Amri, Chayla hu mishamshama beturim. If one is actually sick, and again, what does sick mean? Sick doesn't mean not fatally ill, and not even one step lower. Afilu chash beinav. Then you're pater. And also, who else is pater? Your attendant. But if you're mitztayer, who pater misham shavloi. Now, just if you do math, what level of pain is mitztayer? Let's go in order. We have
mitztayer is worse.
No, it could be. I agree. True. But if we see from the Gemara, if you're fatally ill, you're pater. If you're bedridden, you're pater. If you have a headache, if your eyes hurt you, you're pater. Mitztayer is the next level down. So it's under a headache and it's under an eye ache. So that's a pretty low level pain. And you're still pater. Still pater.
It means basically you're uncomfortable.
Right, that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds, which we paskin this way. And this is another area. Again, I'm not saying we're looking for reasons, but like when we're trying to explain why people don't sleep in a sukkah, this is going to be one of the reasons. Many people.
The average American, you
exactly.
His bed,
Now, very good. The problem is why you in a cot. Just like you spent, $2 million in your apartment, and you're sleeping in your apartment, spend an extra few dollars and get a nice fat bed in your sukkah. So that's the kasha. Meaning, if you don't have that, and he's sitting there sukkah, and all you got is that cot that you're wake up either on the floor or who knows where, and you're definitely gonna be mitzvah and worse. You're right. The question is, why are you doing that? That's okay. Givaldik. A job further. Here we go. Eichlin. Achilas aray chutz lesukkah. You're allowed to eat a temporary meal. This is a beautiful place to chaz right now, because today we chazed earlier the Mishnah which was the Maisa Listar, was this Gemara. Says the Gemara, V'kama achilas arai, how much? Amar Rav Yosef, Tarti oitlas beyi. 2 or 3 eggs, that's what you're allowed to eat outside of the sukkah. Let's just all together, read one more line. Armalei Abayo, what do you mean? All the skinny people amongst us, 2-3 eggs? That's a full Suda. Babli Suda's Keva. Elo Amar Abayo, everyone else say 2-3 eggs. It's not even an appetizer. Okay, listen, some people don't eat so much. Elo Amar Abayo. Kiritoyim bar beirav. The amount that you eat on the way to the shir, which we didn't speak this out, many learn that is in 1 bayah. That's 1 bayah. So I want to now pause for a second. So Abaya says the amount you eat to the shir, let's say that's 1 bayah. Rav Yosef says 2 or 3 bayahs, that's what you're allowed to eat out of the sukkah. Now let's all flip over and let's appreciate the stira that we learned yesterday. The what? What do you mean, why is it a stira?
There is no stira then.
So. 1 second. One thing at a time. First, the Mishnah said what? They brought Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai 2 dates. Said Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai, bring it to the sukkah. 2 dates? 2 dates is vade, less than 2 eggs and less than 1 egg. So ask the Gemara, Maisa Listar, what are you doing? Right? Again, we're looking back into yesterday's Gemara now. Yesterday's Gemara said they brought 2 dates and he said to bring it to sukkah. Yeah, we're gonna get to the next part in a minute. So says the Gemara, that's a stira, right? Because again, we just said how much you eat outside of the sukkah: 1, 2, or 3 eggs. What?
2 to 3, right?
2 to 3 or 1 in the next video. But yeah, good. Our Mishnah now teaches how much you eat outside the sukkah. 2 dates already you eat in the sukkah. So that's the Gemara's kasha, Maisa Lister. Now we understand the kasha very well. That it's a direct stira. You just told me you could eat even 1, 2, 3 eggs out of the sukkah, and here that we're learning 2 dates go into the sukkah. Good. The Gemara answers, Bal Gaiva. Good. The Gemara continues. And the Gemara says, now we're in the Tavach of Zayin Amid Alf, okay? Tavach of Zayin Alf. We're now chasing from yesterday. The Gemara says, they brought Rav Tzadok. What did they bring Rav Tzadok? Oichel pachais mekebeya. Less than a beya. And what did he do? He took it in a mappa and he ate it outside of the sukkah. What's the implication? That 1 egg he would eat in the sukkah. That's a kasha. Because we just said how much you ought to eat outside of the sukkah? 1, 2, or 3 eggs. From Rav Tzadok it's implied, already at 1 egg you have to go into the sukkah. Says the Gemara, it's a stira. Answers the Gemara, no, Rav Tzadok wasn't talking about sukkah and the diuk. Rather, it's talking about washing your hands. Let's just finish up this last Gemara over here to finish off the Amud, which is last week's Amud. Yeah? Almost there, Chaver. Let's go. Tanu Rabbanan. Here we are. 8 lines from the Y lines. Chavav Amid Alf. Tanu Rabbanan. Oichlin achilas arai chutz l'sukkah. Says the Gemara, you're allowed to eat achilas right outside of the sukkah, but ve'ein yeshenim shinas arai chutz l'sukkah. You're not allowed to sleep, a temporary sleep outside the sukkah. My time. Why not? Amar Rav Ashi gezerah shema yirdoim. You're not, sleep is worse than eating. By eating, you take 1 bite, you take 2 bites, and you stop. By sleeping, you might doze into heavy sleep. Now, one might ask, we all know it doesn't stop at 2 bites. We all know, yeah, I'll have 1 piece of chicken, I'll have 2. Before you know it, you ate the whole tray of chicken. Okay, good kasha. But, says the Gemara, I guess it's yeah, not everyone has fancy fresh fried chicken. But I think also the part is that sleep is not in your control. Even though we might feel that eating is not in our control, Lamais it is. Sleep isn't. Okay. Says the Gemara, Xer Shem Yerdin. Amarle Abaye, says Abaye, 1 second. If you're afraid you're going to fall asleep, Elhoditani Yashan Lishin is right, but tefillin you let us sleep, a temporary sleep in your tefillin. Avaloishin has kava. Why? Lech L'Shem Yerdaim. Why aren't we afraid that you're going to fall asleep? Amar Rav Yosef, Braid Rav Eloi. Excuse me, that you have someone to wake you up. Asks the Gemara, what do you mean? You're a guarantor needs a guarantor. The guy who's going to watch you fall asleep. Answers the Gemara. Ella Amar Rabba Bar Rav Chana, Amar Rav Yechon on the first white line. Case is, 1 second, that you put your head between your legs. That's why we're not afraid you're going to fall into deep slumber. What's your question?
The earlier Gemara was,
Yeah.
the question was about when he was doing the splitting up the milk of wine.
Yeah.
We said that Shema, he's not sure that it could break because he could give it to a shomer.
Good.
It's the same kasha.
Good. Very good. Oh. Beautiful question. Beautiful question. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. You listen to this kasha. You had a beautiful kasha. Rav Shirley's asking, we had a Gemara that Shema Yibaka Hanoid, the barrel might break. Breira Sugya. Bayer take a Gemara. The Gemara answers, you know why we're not worried? Your Shomer watches it. What do you mean? Maybe the Shomer is going to go take a walk. Your Shomer should need a Shomer. So the answer to your question is, this Gemara is the odd man out. You always have to know what's the Pashtos and what's the Chiddush. This Gemara is the Chiddush. This Gemara makes no sense. And it's even worse over here. Because here, as we pointed out, if you're napping, it's normal to nap to evolve into a sleep. It's not normal, like in Shabbos. It's not normal for the guy watching who's awake. I'm sitting, I showed up, I'm called, Rabbi, you want to be the Shomer? Gaval, the guy come in, I got my fresh brewed coffee, I'm all revved up. What, so I'm going to watch you take a nap and I'm going to fall asleep? So it's already a Pella. And the double Pella is that all over Shas we don't ask this kasha. Sometimes we do. Yeah. So sometimes we do, you should know. Yeah. Very good. There we did, and what was the answer? There we said, because my law asu b'kapara, it's a raya nish. You're adding to this kasha. Because there we said, my law asu b'kapara. That's something special about kapara, so fakert. If it's not kapara, very good. Okay, let's finish up. Elo Amar, good. Rav Amar, new teretz. Teretz that I guess we could relate to. Ein keva l'sheina. So we could relate to the words. That's how the words mean. We can relate about ein keva l'sheina. 6, 12, 15. Put the locks on. Anacha bagel. That's how the Gemara means. The Gemara means ein keva l'sheina that even a nap sometimes is as good as a sheina. Which that I think we can know. Sometimes a good nap, you for sure know. You're probably a king napper. No? Yeah, anyone who stays up all night, has to learn.
The whole issue of napping and filming, because if you go to a deep sleep,
Good. No, so very good.
So there's no designated.
No, so very good.
How deep to sleep?
No, so now you see a chiddush. You see that the Gemara learns, and maybe this doesn't fit with modern science, but who cares? The Gemara learns that a nap, by its very definition, we don't have to be worried about Shema Yafiach, like you're going to pass gas. Even though you're in REM sleep and it's the best nap in the world, it seems the Gemara is saying, but you're not going to pass gas. That only comes, which I don't know what the science says, but let's finish up. We have 3 brises. Yeah. We have 3 brises 10 tonight. Tanu Chada, Yashin Adam Mitzvillin, Shinas Arai, let it sleep at Shinas Arai, Avaloi Shinas Keva. Tani Dach Bryce number 2, Bein Keva, Bein Arai. Tani Dach Bryce number 3, Loi Keva, Avaloi Arai. So the answer is 3, 1, 2. Loi Kasha, Hadinakale Biyade. When you're holding it in your hand, do nothing. You're holding the baby in your hand, don't even take a nap. Why not? Because your wife's going to be upset at you. Hopefully you care also. But you're going to drop it. So you can't even hold the tefillin as a nap. Next, Bryce, Bryce number 1, that you're not allowed to sleep a shinas keva is on your head. If you're a tefillin on your head, you're allowed to take a nap, not a shinas keva. The Bryce number 2 that says keva, but not arai, is, that even keva, is when you spread over a handkerchief over it, you take it off your head, spread over a handkerchief, you can even do a sleep for the night. Shkoya.